Hey, Jose, we need another one for your collection, eh? Hey, look, Boodle! Hey, how come you're not playing hockey, eh? Don't do that.
They're not the canned garbage that you listen to. They're real. They're from Canada. It's super cold, so they have to rock super hard to stay warm. I'll take your word for it.
Confined under the psychiatric care.
Now, I think he just pressed one of these buttons here.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Dog Show Drive in the Great White North.
Canadian edition.
Because it's freezing up here this week, Yvonne.
It's so cold.
Oh, my God. It's so cold. How cold is
it?
Even the flashers are showing you photos on their phone.
Yeah.
Overuse it. Anyway, I'm Will Alexander.
And I'm Yvonne Norton.
And this week in the Dog Show Drive, we're going to talk about Westminster Kennel Club, the do's and don'ts, the Westminster Kennel, and things to see and things places to eat at Westminster. We have a book review, Dogland, which is a wonderful. People will enjoy that book.
Yep.
And then we have a special guest, Richard Paquette. He's going to talk about big event dog shows, how important they are to everybody.
Yes.
All that and
more
on this week's edition of the Dog Show Drive.
Canadian edition.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Dog Show Drive.
Canadian edition.
These pretzels are making me thirsty.
It's so cold.
Hi, Y. How's it going?
Oh, that's not a question for me this week. So it's cold here. Actually, today warmed up, so that was lovely. But it's been...
what, minus 40? A balmy minus 40 in Thunder Bay, Ontario.
Minus 25. I think it actually got up to minus 18 at one point, but it's minus 25. Yesterday was a frosty one. It was minus 47 with the wind chill.
Do you remember on Anchorman when Brick was being the weatherman? And in the Middle East, it's... Oh, well. Easy now. Easy.
Yeah,
easy.
Exactly.
We still didn't have any dog shows last week, so I don't know. What did you do?
Remember, I got to drive to Winnipeg with my mom and take her to an eye appointment. So that was some really nice bonding time. It was lovely.
So you went to Fort Francis.
Yeah, we went through Fort Francis because there's two ways.
With my brother, Dave.
Yeah. I was unaware of that. I knew your dad lived there.
Yeah, my dad lived there for a while.
Yeah, I did, but I was unaware that you had a brother there. And I did.
Dave and his family, yeah.
Yeah. So I would have stopped and said hi. We would have had a coffee or something, but you didn't tell me.
I think he was the fire chief. I don't know I think he's retired now. I haven't spoken to him in a while.
Yeah. So Fort Francis was Fort Francis.
It is the best email, though. It's fireman.dave@beer.com.
Oh, at beer.com?
fireman.dave@beer.com.
We should get email addresses like that. We should. So anyway, went through the International Falls border crossing. Man. Not going to lie, a little bit of a jinky border crossing. It was
What
weird.
Do you mean?
Well, it was just, I don't know. First of all, I don't like when border guards they're not that friendly. I'm not expecting you to come and give me a hug, but I don't know. The guy was a bit.
I just want them to do their job. They don't have to think that we're criminals. That's what bothers me.
Well, because he asked, like, well, how long are you going to be in the States? And I was like, a couple hours, because we're headed up to Winnipeg, Manitoba. Why are you going this way? Because it's a way you can go. It's supposed to be an easier route. And he goes, really? And I'm thinking, I'm not Magellan. I'm not the first person to do that.
They're going to blaze a trail to Winnipeg from Minnesota, wherever international crossing.
Clark here beside me. No, it's not that way. Oh, and let me tell you. So
I think you already told me.
I did. So I'm going to condense this. So I cannot get my mom to look at like Google Maps, set up Google Maps, try and search on the route for anything. Oh, and plus she's doesn't hear well. So I told you, she is one good head knock from being Helen Keller. Seriously.
Easy.
Anyway, we survived. The best part about going to Winnipeg was I got to have dinner with my good friend Kim Kaufman and her husband Ian.
Good.
Yeah, so we got to have dinner. They picked a great restaurant. It was called Confusion Corner. Found it fitting bringing my mother along. So
yeah.
But apparently that's where the Winnipeg Blue Bombers do a lot of their pre-game, like it's a
pasta eating.
It's for the fans. Like a lot of the fans go there, right? And that's a major hangout for them. So, and Kim she's a season ticket holder for the Bombers, so she doesn't really go there, but she heard about it, so she thought they made the big trip downtown. So we went.
Well, friend of the show, Sean Bennett, his brother played for the Bombers.
Oh, I was unaware. I didn't know that. Huh. Yep. Awesome. So it was great. We had a nice dinner, and then Mom had her eye appointment the next day, and then we got to be locked down in Winnipeg because of the blizzard.
Oh, that happens in Winnipeg. Yep,
happens quite a bit. So I didn't get to come home until Saturday, but we survived. We made it.
You know what? Though honestly, I like Winnipeg. I've always enjoyed myself in Winnipeg. When I was a kid, the Blue Bombers were my favorite team.
Oh, there you go.
And when the Winnipeg Jets came along, even WHA Winnipeg Jets with Bobby Hall and Nelson, and I forget who else was on that team. And then later on, Ty Domi was on the team. Like, I enjoyed them.
Yep.
So,
I'll cheer for Winnipeg hockey. I don't have a problem with that.
Well, I went to the movies. I went to see The Wolf Man.
You do that a lot. You go to a lot of movies.
It's just across the road almost,
Oh, that's why. Yeah.
And I sneak in the back door.
Oh, good for you.
No, I don't. Can you imagine? What are you doing, sir? Nothing.
Cleaning.
I thought this was the restroom. See, I'm getting to that age now where they might believe me.
They might?
They might. But I saw The Wolfman, and I quite enjoyed it.
Okay, what's the premise of that movie? What's the premise?
Well, it's not like our old matinee Wolfman where the guy gets bitten by a wolf and becomes the Wolfman, because it sort of does. Like he gets scratched by a wolf.
Oh,
but it's a virus, and I forget what it was called. And it gives them wolf-like mannerisms and features. But he's basically the Wolfman. I don't want to give away the story, because if I tell you, you just won't go see it or watch it on streaming or whatever it is.
Okay.
You probably won't anyway, but it was good.
Yeah. Is it a scary movie or just a movie?
Yes, it was. I found it scarier and more intense than Nosferatu.
Oh.
Yeah.
There's 2 movies I won't be seeing.
Yeah, I'm going to write that one down.
Me no like scary movies.
No, all I have to do is make the sound from Friday the 13th to Adam, and he freaks out. So
there's, which one that gets me going, because I did watch that movie and it freak me out.
What's your name?
Stop. I'll turn the camera off.
That's a great
now.
movie, though. The Changeling with George C. Scott. If anybody out there likes horror movies, The Changeling with George C. Scott, a Canadian horror movie, it still holds up. Anyway,
okay, stop talking about it. I'm starting I'm going to have to go to the bathroom in a moment. I get so frightened. I remember I watched that by myself. Well, not technically. I had Darlene's dogs, Heidi and Cruz with me.
Die, Joseph.
Enough.
Okay, sorry.
All right. So
let's get on to some dog stuff.
So a little bit of housekeeping from last week, because Megan pays attention when we talk. Yeah. And Classic Show Services, the contact there is Sandy Conrad. And POC, remember we talked about the agility trials?
ACH POC.
Yes. Is a preferred
agility champion. So she is good, that Megan.
She's good.
Megan, friend of the show. She is good.
Yeah. Megan Wozniak. All right. So
well, the results from last weekend. There are no results.
None.
None. Nothing's going on.
We should like pan out, do that. The color bars come up for 10 seconds and then come back.
Well, we do have some closing dates and upcoming shows. You want to do those?
Yep, let's do those.
Go
So,
ahead.
well, let's do Across Canada, driven by
Show Scene Magazine, and it's the place to be seen. A weekly e-publication dedicated to bringing you the best the purebred dog world has to offer.
She had another promo line. Missed everyone. Anyway, let's go.
I couldn't find that one, though.
Well,
I had
because
to
it's
go
on the
right
first
to
page in big letters. You couldn't find it. Anyway.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah,
Show Scene, where every dog takes center stage. Where every dog takes center stage. Back to you, Yvonne.
Thanks, Will. So, reminders of upcoming closings. So, Crocus Obedience and Kennel Club in Brandon, Manitoba closes on January 29th. That's next week. Ladies Kennel Club of BC, that's February 5th. That's a Wednesday. Woodstock and District Canine Association, also on the 5th. That's in Ontario. Victoria Kennel Club. That's in Ontario too, right? That's in no, is that one? I can't remember. That's in Ontario, February 12th. And also the Vancouver Island Pointing Dog Club. They're having a specialty, and that closes also on February 12th. So Victoria Kennel Club, I think that is out in BC. Anyway, we got some upcoming shows. Because we are slower, we're going to just inundate you folks with planning your calendar for dog shows. The Mount Cheam Canine Association in Chilliwack starts March 5th, goes to the 9th. 3 all-breed shows, 3 obedience trials, and 3 rally obedience trials. That's also held at the Chilliwack Heritage Park in Chilliwack, BC. And the closing date for that is Wednesday, February 12th, right after the garden. And then, what do we have here? Old York Kennel Club, March 6th.
Oh, the Old York Kennel Club.
Yeah, March 6th.
Where friends gather.
Ooh, that's a good one for that now. March 6th through March 9th. And that's in Caledonia, and it's indoors. Where is that held at? The fairgrounds there in Caledonia Fairgrounds.
Caledonia Fairgrounds.
Yeah, so that's 4 all-breed shows with 4 limited breed shows, and those are for groups 1, 3, 5, and 7. And the closing date for that is Wednesday, February 19th at 8 p.m. Eastern, and that is an MJN show service.
Yes.
That's it. That's all we've got for, and so that kind of does.
But it's starting to gear up now. We're starting to get some dog shows happening. But before we get started, I want to do a shout out to our editor and producer, Dr. Ernie Perry. Dr. Ernie Perry. You know, we would just have faces for radio.
That's all we would have. There'd be nothing else.
No.
No, if it wasn't for Doc.
He works hard. He's on the phone with me, and he'll call and he'll ask every little question so it doesn't get screwed up, and he makes sure that we look and sound good. So, and that's not an easy task.
As much as he can, because there's only so much one can do. But thank goodness for Doc.
And he also suggested this week's topic,
which was a good one.
Yeah.
So, go ahead.
This week's Doc suggestion is Dogland. It's a book, passion, glory, and lots of slobber at the Westminster Dog Show. And an added Canadian bonus is on the cover of it is Striker, one of our favorite Canadian dogs, the Samoyed,
bred by
Judy Elford. And
what's her husband's name?
Ralph Guillaume.
What's her husband's name? Judy's husband. What's his name?
Claire,
that's right.
Yeah.
It started with the B.
That just come to you, didn't it? Claire.
Well, I wanted to say Bruce, but they
live in my hometown, Millbrook, Ontario.
Oh.
Where friends gather.
Everywhere friends gather.
Anyway.
Yes.
Dogland. The synopsis for Dogland is Tommy Tomlinson was watching a dog show on television a few years ago when he had a sudden thought.
And?
Are those dogs happy? How about pet dogs? Are they happy? Those questions
Hmm.
sparked a quest to venture inside the dog show world in search of a deeper understanding of the long-time relationship between dogs and humans. And here in Dogland, he shares his surprising and entertaining and moving adventures. It's available on Amazon.ca.
Mm-hmm.
So, do dogs
Question
like
is,
showing?
I think some dogs like showing. I think some dogs like showing more than other dogs. And I
But
think you
it's
could tell.
incredible. You really find out how much a dog likes showing when they retire and you leave to go to a dog show and leave them home.
Yes, that's
They
the,
let you know if they're not happy.
yeah,
So
they do for sure. They, and I think that's what, a lot of people don't understand that maybe don't are not in our industry, and you get the animal rights activists and they say, you're making these dogs do these things. For us, if a dog don't show, a dog don't go.
well,
Right?
it's funny though, but it all really comes down to our relationship with the dog.
Yeah, it does.
Mostly. Like because dogs, I asked this at my seminar, what dogs won't do things for you unless they like you.
Hmm.
Like you may be able to push them into doing a few things a couple times, but it won't last forever.
It won't be
How often do
consistent.
you see a puppy that comes out
Oh,
all
just
just
gangbusters.
oh yeah, like just winning up a storm, and the handler or the owner of the handler is pushing, and you could tell the dog is not having that much fun anymore. And then there's this great puppy that we saw even go best in show before a year
Right.
old disappear, just
Yep.
disappear because they don't
Never to
want
be
to play anymore. So.
exactly. And I often, and that's a topic on its own. How hard do you push a puppy?
Well, I don't think you push them at all. I think you go.
I don't either.
Yeah, when you go into a dog show with a puppy, I think your main goal is for that puppy to have fun,
Yep.
especially if you think it's got a future and you want to make it have a future. But a lot of it comes down to the handlers, Yvonne. Like I prefer handlers that ask their dogs to do things, not tell their dogs
Tell
to
them,
do.
yeah.
You can see the difference. You can really see the difference in the dogs, how they perform, how they react. I know with when I was showing Adele or Piper, they knew when I had my heart attack. Piper knew I wasn't right. He
Yep.
knew I wasn't right.
Yep.
And that's because he liked me and I didn't push him. And he basically said, "Here, we'll take the lead and come on, let's go." I remember showing the first time I came back, Kiki Khan, you were there. Kiki Khan was doing.
Oh yeah.
He was doing the braid the first time, first show I got back, and she was so happy to see me, and she hugged me and stuff. She said, "I don't want to have to make you go around, but you have to go around. But I don't want to make you." I said, "Well, then don't. I'll just stand here and you can hand me the ribbon."
I loved her. She was a great judge.
She was great. Yeah.
Yes. So
how do you? The question is, how do you get them to enjoy showing?
you have to. I think you have to keep their mind active. You have to keep their mind active and engaged, and that's
Yep.
part and parcel.
But not always pushing engaged, though. It's not always.
No, it's it's almost like it's like that old adage. The most fortunate people are that when they go to work, it's not really work.
Right.
Right. They just enjoy it. And that's how you have to bring that across when you're, training and getting them to,
Well,
getting them to
not
enjoy
even so
stuff.
much the training aspect of it, I don't think, because everything changes when the handler walks in the ring. You could win a million best in shows in your backyard, and the dog show is fabulous.
Yeah.
But then you get to a dog show and you enter that gate where the steward calls you, and what happens to everybody, not just newbies, everybody.
Yep.
Your anxiety peaks, your adrenaline peaks.
Stuff goes on. The synapses are firing differently.
You wouldn't normally do.
Yeah.
You start asking too much of your dog. And remember, if you're in a class of 5 dogs, that's a class of about 12 minutes. Well, that doesn't mean your dog has to show for 12 minutes in a row.
No.
The AKC and the CKC give us about 2 to 2.5 minutes per dog to go over them and judge them. But that's your moment. That's your moment. You may have a few other moments in the ring, but that's your main moment.
Yeah.
Like going over a dog is not judging a dog.
Yeah.
that's what has to be done. You got to
Right.
find out about the things that need to be there: the mouths, testicles,
Teeth and testicles. Yep.
right. And they feel, but they some of them feel the bone structure. Well, you don't. You see it when they go. You see if their shoulders are any good when they walk. You see if their angulations or if they're balanced. You see those things.
Yeah.
So to me, the exam is just one of those things that has to be done. But you really don't. You're not judging on the exam. I don't think. It's like when you like Jane Forsyth told me, toy dogs aren't judged on the table, they're judged on the ground. They're examined on the table, but they're judged on the ground.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Dogs aren't themselves, especially a toy dog, when some goof like me is going over them on the table.
Yeah, it's true. And I think the other, like you said, when you walk into the ring, things change, but what won't change between you and your dog is the trust that dog has in you. And like I've always said, the only thing my dogs would ever be afraid of is if I'm angry, because they know they can ground their confidence in me and I'm there for them. And that's, really important, especially for young dogs too, right?
And they need to know that. They need to know that they're there for you. Like they tell you when you're judging working breeds or herding breeds that are guardian dogs or guard dogs, that you're best off to make eye contact with the owner first, the handler first, and say hi to them so the dog thinks you're friends.
Exactly.
Before you start examining them.
Well, I'll tell you, growing up on the farm, that's the way, because back in the day when hydro guys used to come and read the meter, well, the meter's at the back of the house. And the smart meter guys used to come to the door first and then go to around the house, because then the dog knew they were supposed to be there. Right, but if that, there was many a meter reader stuck on our deck because the peers wouldn't let them off.
I know. You gotta love the meter readers, right?
Like they weren't going in, and then you just hear this like, help. So you had to go and get the dogs and let the poor meter reader guy jump off the deck and run to his vehicle. But yeah, it's true, especially with, building confidence, and you have to know different breeds too in that regard, right? How they interact with people.
Right. And don't overwork your dogs, because they get bored. They're young and they get bored.
Yeah.
And then they don't want to do it anymore because you're making them do it all the time.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's, one thing that I always that I do for puppies, training puppies. I don't stand there and like make them stack. As they're walking by me, I just grab them, stack them up, count to 3, let them go. And then everybody's fine.
They're good. Way you go.
Yep. And then that's how you learn, you start teaching them how to just walk into their stack too, right? And it's a constant, it's little things over a continual time is way more effective than, half-hour training sessions every other day, which is ridiculous because, and I
tell my students 10 minutes a day tops.
Yeah. And that's the thing, with training classes that you have to be aware of, is that your dog can get really bored at training classes because it is a little bit.
I have an hour class every week, and I tell them the same thing. Mm-hmm. Your dog's never going to be in the ring for an hour, so let them chill when I'm not working with you.
Yeah, exactly. Play with them, then get them to, and I've always felt different activities, do agility, do obedience, do other things that keep their mind and, so that you develop that bond.
Tricks too. So the downtime in the ring, toss food at them, make them shake your paw, make them do all kinds of silly things. And it relaxes both of you. So
yeah, exactly.
Anyway, that sounds like a good book, though. I just done the Cole's notes on it, but I think I'm going to order my copy of Dogland. And so it's available on Amazon.ca. Striker is on the cover.
Striker.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we did ask, hang on a second. Do we want to do that? Well, we did ask Megan to find out the Canadian handlers that went best in show at Westminster.
Yes. And she came up with a list.
A good list, yep.
Well, why don't you go through it? You go
All
for
right.
it.
In 1975, when the sheepdog Sir Lancelot Barvan won Best Show, he was handled. Dudley, his call name was Dudley.
Dudley.
He was handled by Malcolm Fellows. Malcolm was an all-breed handler in Canada. He ended up moving to the States and showing dogs in America for a while. And he came back a couple times to show dogs. I had known Malcolm since I was a kid. He was a good guy. In 1985, George Ward, who was at his peak, was considered the best terrier man in North America.
Yes.
He went best to show the Scottish Terrier Braebur's Close Encounter. He was.
I remember that.
Yeah. George lived in Oakville. And the house I first purchased, Alice and I first purchased in Milton, was a century-old log house. And I told George where I lived, and George said he used to ride his bike by that house to go fishing. So, yeah. And he was a Maple Leaf fan.
I remember
his family was, because he was born in Canada, but his family came over from England. He told me they were booked in the Titanic and just didn't use the ticket. So thank God
goodness.
For that. So, yeah.
Thank goodness. So
And
I remember watching that. I remember watching that Best in Show way back in the day. We went to somebody else's house, actually Corley Romano, who has Shih Tzus here in Thunder Bay, because they had a dish, and that was like back then when they were like those dishes.
Look how small it is. I can't believe how small they're making things these days. But meanwhile, it's the size of a Volkswagen.
It was. But I remember going to her house because she had a dish and she could get that American channel that carried it, or whatever channel carried it. And we watched that Best in Show. I remember watching the Scotty go Best in Show. So it was pretty cool.
And then in 1990, Luke Boileau won Best Show with Pekingese, won This Is Crown Prince, owned by Ed Jenner. Luke was born in Montreal, or in Quebec.
Right.
I'm sure it was Montreal. And then as he handled in Montreal for a while, handled in Canada for a while, then he moved to the States and started showing for Luke Boileau, or for Ed Jenner, and all his dogs, because Ed had amazing dogs at Nolan Farm. And they became quite the team, Luke and Ed. So.
Yep.
And he was a wonderful man and a wonderful judge, and I always enjoyed showing to him, and I miss talking to him anyway. In 2015, Will Alexander with Tashin's Looking for Trouble, the Beagle, Miss P. I can't say enough nice things about him.
I was so waiting.
Yeah.
This is the point in time when Faith and Hope watching this, and they're like, "You two are idiots."
You two are idiots, yeah. And then in 2022, Crystal Murray, daughter of Peter Scott and Michelle Scott, she went Best in Show
with the standard poodle
bitch, Stone Run's Afternoon Tea, Siba.
Yeah.
So her name is Paul. Because Crystal Murray Class now, she's married now. So Crystal Class. But Crystal, I've known Crystal since she was a little girl. She came to work for us for a little bit, Allison and I, but we used to visit Peter and Michelle, and there be Crystal. We called her Rizzle. She hated it, still does. Well,
you know what's so sad? Anytime,
but it's actually, I think it was Pete that called her Rizzle Fart. Sorry, Crystal. And that became Rizzle. I think Rizzo was better than that. Yeah.
So, well, it's so sad because when I see her, Rizzo, and I'm like, oh, Jesus. Probably is like,
for sure. She's my phone is Riz. You know.
Exactly.
And then Megan did put in Jimmy Moses in 1987 with Manhattan, Coy Tucker Hill's Manhattan. Jim wasn't Canadian. He wasn't born in Canada, but I'm pretty sure his mother is Canadian. And Jim lived in I think he was raised in the Buffalo area. Yeah. And he showed a lot up here. He was top dog all breed with Heather Logan's shepherd dog and the, I want to say 67 dog named Avenger. And he was just a kid. But he's an amazing guy. And he still holds Canada dear to his heart. So we'll include Jim.
You will, honorable mention. And I remember watching that Best in Show. I remember watching and just thinking, like, I'd never had ever seen a shepherd handled like that. Like, I just never. I remember Raymond and I just sitting there, just like through the whole thing, just unbelievable.
He changed.
Unbelievable.
He changed how shepherds were shown.
Yeah.
Jim, he
Yeah.
and he has a way with them. He's taught me a lot of things that I've used on the dogs I show. He's a great teacher, and he'll tell you anything you ask him. He's so good at it. So
that's to me, that's the true, that's a true dog man. Someone who's so willing to share like all the, nuances and tricks of the trade. Basically, that says a lot about someone.
Oh, for sure. Do you want to do our trivia?
No, we're gonna hold it on. We're gonna do the other stuff, and then we'll do the trivia.
Okay, and then you carry on then.
All right. So, also because it's the Westminster Extravaganza, we get together a little list. Okay, not we. Megan put together.
Friend of the show, Megan.
Megan. She put a list of things to do and see in New York. So for those that are there, and if you're there for longer than the week or beforehand, here's a few suggestions. And Megan actually got a lot of the information for you too. So first of all, there's the AKC Museum of the Dog. And it's just as it sounds. It's a museum devoted to dogs through art and sculpture. Prices for adults are $15, seniors and students are $10, youth and children are $5, and children under 3 are free. The hours are from Wednesday to Sunday, 11 to 6 p.m., and they are closed on Mondays and Tuesdays. But that's okay because you're at the garden anyway. And then, it is about a 15-minute drive from the Javits Center and a 30-minute walk. So if it's not too cold,
the weather's nice. That'd be a great walk.
That'd
be nice though.
Nice, so. Yes. And sometimes it is nice. Sometimes.
Oh, I've been there in short sleeve shirts. I've been in there in parkas.
Coming at you shirtless.
Yeah, coming at you. Not shirtless.
Sleeveless. Sleeveless, yes. Another idea is the Statue of Liberty, which is a very famous landmark. The rates there are from $25 to $28. Hours are Monday to Friday from 9 a.m. to 5. Not open on Saturday and Sunday. That's kind of interesting, isn't it? That it's not open on the weekend? Anyway, prepare for a 35-minute drive to the harbor. So
I've never been to the Statue of Liberty. All those times I've been to New York, I've never been to the Statue of Liberty.
Same. Another thing is the Empire State Building. I've also never been there either.
I've been there. Well, I was there with my parents as a youngster, and then when Miss P won, they take us to the top of the Empire State Building.
Nice. And it's the Empire State Building, is it not, that changes the colors? So that it's the Westminster colors during Westminster. So anyway, the rates there for entry are from $44 to $80 for adults, $42 to $77 for seniors, and $38 to $77 for children. Open from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m., 7 days a week. And that is an 11-minute drive from the Javits Center. So that's also very close. The Metropolitan Museum of Art. The cost is around $33, and she says, see the website for hours, because they obviously have varying hours during different times. Go to Broadway, and I will say, yes, go to Broadway. It's they're awesome. Some of the shows on right now.
The neon lights are bright on Broadway. Go on, carry on.
Yes, some of the shows right now are Hamilton, Moulin Rouge, Aladdin, Lion King, and Cabaret.
Oh, I'd love to see Lion King.
Life is a cabaret. Yes, Lion King would be good. Just to name a few. Times and prices can be found online. And when the last time I took the girls, we went and saw Chicago.
Oh.
And that was fantastic.
I'm sure it was.
And that's where Faith got that dance routine out of. That's from Chicago. And that's why I took the girls.
I was just thinking that.
That's why I took the girls, because I knew she had this when the girls danced. Anyway, blah, blah, blah.
So I can see her there just making notes the whole time? I doubt it.
Maybe not her. Poor Faith. Another fun thing to do is go skate on the rink at Rockefeller Center, and that can cost you anywhere from $21 to $114.
$114 to go skating?
Yeah. right? But I remember one time Adam and
We
I,
skate on
and
our sidewalks here. We skate to school.
we don't even need skates. Just slap on your runners, you'll be fine. I remember one time Adam and I, we went skating. A bunch of us went skating one time. I don't know where. I'm really thinking it was not Rockefeller Center, but some rink, and we rented skates. It was fun. You can go to Central Park. Central Park is beautiful, and you can see the Balto statue there.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
I've been to Central Park, but I've never seen the Balto statue.
Yeah, me too. I've never been there either. There's also Ground Zero. You can go and see tribute to Ground Zero. Now, two places that I have been, because Adam and I, we used to like to go. We used to do it was our day of yogurt culture. That's what we called it. So
That's
the
funny.
museum. What? It was funny.
That's funny.
Yeah, thanks. Museum of Natural History. That place will blow your mind. Blow your mind, and one day is definitely not enough. Like
It missed the dog show.
I know, but I'm just saying, if you got more than one day, do more than one day. It is so big, so just so much to see. So much to see. It was fantastic. And then the other thing, we went to the Guggenheim.
Oh.
Yes, that was very cultural.
Google the Guggenheim.
Google the Guggenheim. Say that 3 times really fast.
What was the Guggenheim?
Megan did get
Places to eat in New York City. When we first
Oh.
talked about it, we both came up with the same one.
Yes, Mustangs. Well, we called it Sally's, but it's
We
a
thought it was Mustang Sally's. That's actually Mustang Harry.
Harry's, and it's a pub.
And it was Megan that corrected us.
Yes.
There's a
And
song
both-
called Mustang Sally. So
Sally,
it's
right.
Mustang Sally.
But it was really funny because both of us, when we read that, we were both like, oh, did she get that right?
Oh, she called me.
Oh, did she? It's Mustang Harry's, actually.
Said you're right. Yeah, you're right. We're wrong. Yeah.
They're wrong. And that's on 7th Avenue, and that's a very popular place. A lot of dog show people go there.
Yes.
It's they have really good calamari. That's all I
And
ever
shepherd's pie. They have good
Yeah,
shepherd's pie.
that's the other thing, right? There's a whole story I can tell about the calamari, but we won't. And then Sardi's restaurant. It's the Toast of Broadway for 100 years, and that's on 44th Street. And that's a very, very famous, popular restaurant.
Did we go there for cheesecake?
I can't remember.
I don't know.
We were talking about that. There's that diner across the street. Like, we're terrible. We don't. And we
TikTok.
are.
Is it called TikTok Diner? TikTok Diner? Is that it?
I'm not.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe
I don't
that's
know.
on Seinfeld.
It might be. But that's the other problem with, I think, some dog show people. We are such creature of habits. You find a place you like.
And
I'm
just
not
walk
testing
across the
any-
road.
I'm not
There's
testing
the one right
anything else.
below the garden. I think it's
Yeah.
called Harry O's. We used to go there too.
Yeah.
Or Charlie O's.
Carlos, yeah.
But we used to,
Yeah.
if you were running late, you know, we'll go to Charlie O's. But
Yeah.
they get so busy now, you just don't. So,
Yeah. And then, there was a really good restaurant that we went to when you were showing the German wire hair pointer. We went to that. I don't know. It was a fantastic restaurant.
Yeah,
It was
that's great.
It was good. Well, it was. I remember it because it was the first time I ever tried octopus.
Oh,
Do you remember?
I don't remember the name.
Yeah, neither do I. Sorry, folks. We
I
saw
have to start writing them down.
Well,
I used to have an assistant that used to
we
do
have
the
these
schedule.
things. We could start taking photos
Well,
of
now.
stuff so that we could
now.
document.
Not now. Back then we didn't. But I used to have an
No.
assistant that used to do the schedule, the dog show schedule at dinner. And one time the waiter asked what she was doing. I said, well, we're head of tourism Toronto. We're doing a critique on your restaurant. We got the best service after that. They
Oh,
I had to use the restroom, and they escorted me to the restroom and waited for me to walk me back to the... I probably had to go give her my
just
shoe
to
or
the
something.
restroom, though, right? Just to the
No, just
restroom.
outside the door. Here you go, sir. Yeah. Anyway, we're going off topic.
Yes,
And there's
again,
the famous, the
the
Blarney,
Blarney
Stone.
Stone, which
Yeah.
it is a pub, but it's more of a bar and a
It's more
very
of a hangout.
social.
We all get to see everybody and
Yeah,
see the
everyone
stoops.
lets their hair down at the Blarney Stone, and there's
My
been
hair
more.
is down. This is it. This is as down as it goes. He doesn't even move. I'm like a Ken doll.
Yeah, Schlick
And
mad.
then midday, the Carnegie Deli.
Yes,
And that's where we
yes,
used to get those giant sandwiches.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
Those
They
were
were
good.
too big. You couldn't even eat the whole thing. They're so thick.
The size of your head.
Your head.
Yeah. So there's some places, if anyone's got any other places that they would like us to, talk about or give us some ideas of, or things to do even in New York.
Do you want to do
can-
our trivia question since it has to do with this week's trivia question, though, was brought to you by Canadian Dog Fanciers, a weekly summary of purebred dog events across North America. And from the show, Sean Bennett.
And friend of the show, Sean Bennett and Jeanette. I can't say her
Nadine.
No,
Jeanette, yeah.
Yeah, Jeanette. Let's do the trivia question. I'll roll it over to you.
The trivia question is
for you listeners out there now.
Yeah, so I want you to write in if you know the answer.
dogshowtips@gmail.com. Yes.
And this week's, how come I can't find it?
It's right above things to see in New York.
Right above things to see in New York. I've lost it.
That's because you don't print out the agenda.
Well, no, I just run it on my iPad.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm thinking that's not working for you.
Here's you talking. When you lose things, we just sit there in silence for 20 seconds. At least I mumble on about something. Anyway, where's the question?
Your mom's right. You do mumble.
I do mumble. No, I don't. How come I can't find it, Yvonne?
I don't know.
I saw it earlier. Now I can't find it.
It's right after the best in show winners. Dun, 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 dun.
Oh, there it is. All right. Westminster trivia question brought to you by Canadian Dog Fanciers.
Canadian Dog Fanciers.
Where friends gather. This week's question: there is only one husband and wife team to both win Best in Show at Westminster Kennel Club. Can you name them? Can you name the years? And can you name the dogs?
Good one. Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
I can see it all.
I'm sure some people already got the answer. There's like trying to call in. It's not a call-in show, everybody.
Yeah.
It's not dialing for dollars. We're dialing for dollars.
Ooh, that would be fun. So give us as much information then that you know in your email into us.
And the one who has the first correct answer of all those wins. We haven't decided yet. A toque.
Well, as soon as we get merch.
Dog Show Drive toque from Canada.
As soon as we get merch.
Go
on. What was that?
Not to forget about, I have an interview coming out with Chris and John Hart's Crescendo Pomeranians, world-renowned Pomeranians, and they're going to let you in on some of their breeding secrets. And John actually showed up because he was raring to go. Chris had to hold him back.
I'm sure.
He tried to occupy the whole screen, pushing Chris out of the way.
No. Oh,
it was a wonderful interview. It really was a wonderful interview. So I'm looking forward to that.
Well, that's good. And then we had Sarah Petrie, friend of the show. She emailed us and asked us a question because it was something that was brought to her attention because Sarah's she's going to the to Westminster. And do you have her question? Do you have her question? Or what she was told?
I sent it to you though, but okay.
Oh, sure. Throw it back on me.
Throw it back at you.
I'm the one who got all the answers. Okay, Megan did, but whatever.
Yeah, exactly. There it is. Yvonne. Well, maybe I didn't send it to you. I'm sure I did.
Okay, well, the long and the short of it is Sarah said that she was told that because she was Canadian, I believe, her package...
Some of the memes you send me, it fills up the...
That's all. That's the only way we talk. Because she was Canadian, her package would be held, was not going to be sent out, and it would be held at the superintendent's desk. But there's a bit of a lack of how do I get to the superintendent's desk if I don't have any of my ID, et cetera, et cetera. So we sent our trusty friend of the show, Megan Brown, or Wozniak, on a mission.
Friend of the show.
And this is some of the information she found out. So directly from InfoDog, she was told that all packets are mailed unless specifically requested to be held for pickup. Packets are being processed for mailing at this time, which is this time, and an announcement will be made on InfoDog when they are sent out. The ID packets, then she got another email. Then it said the ID packets for the 2025 Westminster Kennel Club show have not yet been mailed out. They traditionally go around the third week of January, which is right now. MBF will announce on InfoDog when they have been mailed, and you will need to allow time for them to be delivered before inquiring on them. No duplicates can be sent. Now, if you ask for your packet to be held for pickup at the show, please read the online judging program for important information on when, where your packet will be available for pickup. So that may include the Canadian ones if they are actually held. You must have your packet in hand prior to being admitted into the unloading queue. So still, that doesn't give you a lot of answers, but we'll keep on this and keep everyone updated on the.
Don't have much time.
On the more information.
Megan, we don't have much time.
Yeah, Megan, make sure every other day check that website.
So what?
Sorry, the other thing that Megan did find out too is that if you are going to call and inquire about it, you must have your dog entered. They're not just talking to anybody. So you must have your dog entered. So no, either their AKC number, their registered name. Obviously, most people do know that, but to identify yourself as an exhibitor at the show so that they will help you. And I mean, this is probably just one of those little things that it'll get sorted out. So, but the unfortunate thing is you do need all your identification in order to access any of those areas, especially the unloading dock. So, and
that's it's kind of regular at all big event dog shows.
Yeah,
that kind of security about you being associated with the dog, either handler or owner. And events, we have huge event dog shows throughout the country. We have lots of little dog shows. And now we have Rich Paquette to talk about big event dog shows that he attended, and he'll give you his thoughts on attending big event dog shows. It's all yours, Richard. Hi, everybody. Well, just like we promised, here's Richard Paquette, and Richard's going to talk about the events that he's attended the last few months. Hi, Richard. How's it going? Is it cold
Life
up
is
there?
Good. I'm here in the freezing cold weather that we're all experiencing right now in North America. I mean, I hear they have snow in Texas this morning.
Crazy. Hell has frozen over. Anyway, so what do you got for us?
Well, you and I were talking about, the need for breeders to attend major dog shows, not just in Canada, but in the USA and all over the world. I'm blessed, that. I get to go to a lot of these dog shows and judge at major dog shows all over the world. And it's exciting to see the depth of dogs from in the breeds. You'll have 1,000 Goldens and Gruffs. You'll have, there was 75 Whippets at the show I judged in Italy. And just to be able to watch those dogs and see the dogs from around the world, it's an experience that all breeders need to take advantage of. And specifically, your national breed. If you don't get to the national in Canada for all our Canadian exhibitors and the national in the US, you're missing out on opportunities to learn. And there's always great seminars associated with these. You're able to kibbutz with your fellow breeders. And a lot of the nationals, especially in the States, will draw exhibitors internationally. So just to try and stress the importance of, don't be insular. Don't just go to the dog show in Sudbury and think you've arrived. Yes, you'll see some nice dogs at all of our dog shows across our beautiful country, but you need to get out there and experience the major ones.
I agree. I think events are important to our sport. We have a lot of dog shows now, and they're all fun. I have fun at every dog show I go to, but events are special. So, like the events you're about to tell us about are there. Those events are fun to attend, and it just gives you an idea of what our sport is really about. Because when I was a kid, those big events were like the Sportsman's Show and the Met, and then I would filter down to America and do Westminster and Cobo Hall and whatnot. But it started off, I fell in love with the Sportsman's Show, and back in its day, it was an event. So
it certainly was, and I can remember the benched sportsman shows where we were there all day and we got to speak with our fellow breeders and exhibitors. We got to watch a lot of the breeds because, you're just not going to sit there because we didn't have phones to play on back then.
Oh, we didn't.
So, we really enjoyed the dog shows. And one of my favorite experiences from the Sportsman Dog Show was to watch the great James Reynolds show his Scotty, and he went best in show the first night, and you know how proud Jim was, and he was beaming with the big win. Well, the next day he goes in and he loses the breed to another nice Scotty. It was a humbling experience for Jim and a good life lesson for me to realize you're never guaranteed that win.
Oh, exactly. So tell us your travels.
Well, again, I had an opportunity to go to Bologna, Italy, and judge their big year-end NC Winter Show 2024. And it was an exciting experience. I had amazing entries and depth in all the breeds that I was able to judge. And the show, the glitz, the glamour, the pride the Italians have in their dogs, and the ability to put on an amazing dog show, was featured. And the envy of any major dog show around the world, whether it be, AKC in Florida or Crufts or Westminster, that dog show was run top notch. We're here in Bologna, Italy at the NC Winners 2024 All Breed Shows. As you can see, they have a beautiful facility here. I think it's called Bologna Fiera. This will be where the World Dog Show in 2026 will be held. This is one of 5 halls that they have. As you can see, there's 60 rings total. I'm judging over in ring 58 over there, Afghans and Greyhounds in a little while. So we'll just do a quick walkabout. Nice red carpets, beautiful signage. All the exhibitors allowed to set up near the rings. So you'll see all the Afghan and Greyhound people set up around my ring. And as we walk through here, obviously this is where the labs are going to be judged. And it's very well organized. You have 2 stewards in each ring. Everything's done on tablets. So they're quite modern here in Italy. They've been using tablets for quite a few years. They have an international panel of judges. Laurent, say hi to Canada. Wish all your friends in Canada Merry Christmas. Laurent Picard from Switzerland, one of the judges. They've had great hospitality here, great dinners. We've really enjoyed being here. Rings are all about to start. How are you, Maximo? Say hi to all your friends in Canada. Say hi to
Sorry
Judy.
not to be with you.
Say hi to Judy.
Hi, Judy.
Maximo was Judy Stewart last time she judged in Italy. Nice to see you.
You too. Enjoy your day and hope everything will be fine.
It will.
Because not my choice.
Maximo was my steward for the last 2 days, and I have to have new stewards today. So there it is. NC 2024 Winners Show. So from the video you're watching now, you can see, how well set up things. The main ring, the glitz, the glamour, everything from the judges being escorted to the center of the ring, the announcer announcing all the breeds. Another unique feature of most of the European and a lot of the FCI dog shows is they do what you call pre-judging. So when you're watching, the finals of any major European dog show, including the World Dog Show, when you watch the group, that group's already been prejudged by the judge. Yes, all the breeds are brought in individually, introduced, then the judge wanders down the line, makes a quick cut of 6 to 8 dogs, and those are the dogs that he will, eventually place in the group. So it may seem very fast and arbitrary sometime when you watch a European or international dog show on TV, but all those breeds have already been prejudged. So, exciting times, and, you can see, the quality of dogs that are in the ring, the presentation, first-class presentation by not only exhibitors that are considered professional handlers, which are few and far between in Europe, but the average exhibitor, they know what they're doing, and they're relaxed, they're casual, they're very proud of their dogs, and you can see that from the video.
Stavo per descrivere la coreografia, ma il nostro giudice vuole valutarli singolarmente.
Vai dritto da qua.
Mentre i soggetti hanno l'ultimo giro di ring prima di portarsi nel pre-ring da dove verranno richiamati il terzo, il secondo e il primo, ovvero il vincitore del Best in Show di NC Winner 2024. Invito sul podio per la premiazione a rappresentare il nostro sponsor principale, Royal Canin, la responsabile breeder Europa, Virak Shimon, che ringraziamo ancora una volta per il supporto, e il presidente dell'Enci, Dino Muto, e i consiglieri dell'Enci.
Yeah, for sure. It's amazing. It looks very almost like that grouping is almost overwhelming. I would love to run around that group. I'm not sure I can anymore, but I'd love to try. And back in America, you went to the Palm Springs show, which is one of my very favorite shows to go to. It's such a beautiful show site. Can you explain that to us?
Well, had the opportunity to spend the first 2 weeks in California glamping. I'll call it glamping. Tempest Depth Touch drove her motor home down there, and I flew down for the first 2 weeks. And sorry, I'm still not down there. I don't know why I didn't stay the month.
Exactly.
But I'm here in the deep freeze right now. But yes, we went glamping, and one of the things nearby, 5 miles from the RV site that we parked at, was the Palm Springs Dog Show. So yes, we attended every day just as spectators, and it was amazing. It's just simply amazing. The video shows how well set up the rings were. I think there were like 30 rings, and they also had obedience and agility. So lots of fun. I met a lot of our Canadian friends down there also. Many of them are actually exhibiting, and a lot of them too in the area. A must-see dog show. Put it on your bucket list. Palm Springs Dog Show in early January. So yes, it was a lot of fun. Another exciting event I attended at Palm Springs was a memorial for the late Bo Bengtson. And we had a celebration of life for him, very well attended. And, a great man, a great dog man, did so much for not only the Whippet breed, but a lot of the Sighthound breeds. Knowledgeable, a great researcher. I'm sure, people have read.
Wonderful writer as well.
People have read some of his books. So it was fun to attend that celebration of life for Bo. They had everything else also. We had a few Canadian judges. Yvonne Savard was judging. J.C. Boulinez was judging. So we had some Canadian judges on the panel, and always fun to wander by their rings and stare at them judging, and neither of them would be intimidated by us watching. But I'm sure they took notice that we were there ringside and there to more support them and cheer them on, because they did an awesome job judging and representing Canadian judges. So
that's great.
Getting back to that theme, I know the dog hobby is expensive, but you should put in that cookie jar on a daily basis, some coin or whatever it takes to get to your national breed specialty. In Canada, for sure. And if we don't have a national breed club for your breed, the majority of breeds in the USA do have a national. And then start checking off dog shows that you must attend at least once in your lifetime. Westminster, AKC in Florida, Crufts, the World Dog Show, the European Dog Show. There are so many great events held around the world that you can have as a great learning experience, and gives you a lot more perspective, especially when you're whining about the little nuances and lack of electricity at a small dog show or lack of space. You need to experience one of these major dog shows and realize that, you just got to go with the flow and enjoy yourself.
Yep. Well, thanks, Richard. I appreciate you doing this for us, and you're going to be a regular on this podcast, because we're going to touch base with you and check on what you're doing, because I follow you online and see you doing all kinds of things, from bungee jumping to diving in the ocean to all kinds of things. And I'm jealous. I'm not sure I could do it, but I'm jealous.
Well, life is short. You need to take advantage of it, and I'm trying to live life to the fullest. And if you don't become adventurous, you're going to miss out. I was reading a post the other day of someone was saying, well, my God, I'm 50 years old, and what am I going to do now with the rest of my life? Oh, my God. Think of the top 10 things you like to do and just start doing them, whether it be attending dog shows or breeding dogs or whatever. Just get out and do things. Stop sitting at home playing on your phone.
It's true. I still want to play for the Maple Leafs, but I don't think that's going to happen anymore.
Yeah, but at least you enjoy all the fun and exhilaration and heartbreak of being a very dedicated Leafs fan. And that's one of the things that you love to do.
Yeah, it's true. Well, thank you again, Richard. It's great seeing you and touching base with you.
Take care, everyone.
Thanks,
Yes.
Richard. That was very informative, and those are great little videos that we really do appreciate.
Nice.
Yes.
I like it. So don't forget to like, click, and subscribe.
Like, share, and subscribe
Share,
to the Dog Show Drive podcast and YouTube.
The YouTube. We're back to the YouTube.
Oh, that's for Hopi. Okay, what did you find on the internet this week?
Nothing. I didn't really look on the internet this week. I was in. It wasn't fun.
All right.
Let's go to the other. Let's skip ahead.
Tell about the Habs game, Toronto Montreal game. Because
How
last
about we
week my
don't?
Leafs got a bad score. This week they're a 5 out of 5. Can't say enough nice things about them. But they were on their way after the first period. I thought, oh, here we go. They're not
Here
even
we
going to
go.
get 1 star because they were down 3-0 on it.
If anything, I'm going to have to say Montreal pulled a Toronto.
All right, never mind.
Never mind. Okay, so last but not least, we have some dog jokes.
Stupid dog jokes, like stupid dad jokes. Stupid
They
dog
are.
jokes.
And these are. I'm going to have to say
before we
terrible.
start telling them, I
Okay.
want people to
Oh,
send
yes.
in their stupid dog jokes.
Yes.
So we can say them on the air because, we like saying stupid things.
We do like saying stupid things. Okay, you want to do the first one?
or you want me to do the first one?
You do the first one.
First one. Question. What kind of dog likes taking a bath?
What kind of dog likes taking a bath?
A shampoodle. I don't know how that's funny, but
I don't know either.
it's something my dad might have said. I don't know.
So, okay, I like this. I do like this one because it's like
Right.
a thing, right? Okay, after a talking sheepdog gets all the sheep in the pen, he reports back to the farmer. All 40 accounted for. And the farmer says, "But I only have 36 sheep." "I know," says a sheepdog, "but I rounded them up." You got
Have you ever
me
gone
on
through a
that.
drive-through and handed a kid change, like the exact change? They don't
Yeah.
even count it. Just, well, what do I do with this? All right. Why are dogs like phones?
I don't know. Why are dogs like phones?
Because they have caller IDs, you silly.
Silly kids.
Oh, the Lord. Who came up with these?
Okay, and then the last one's terrible too. This one made me laugh though. How did the little Scotty dog?
Makes you laugh.
That's true. Conk does. Okay. How did the little Scotty dog react when he met the Loch Ness monster?
How?
He was terrified.
That's all, folks. Now, let me clarify. It's not the town of Copaconk that makes Yvonne laugh. It's the sound of the name. When I say Copaconk, it makes her laugh. I don't get it either, but well.
The truth.
All right.
All right.
So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to everything we do. Can't say enough nice things about them.
Yeah.
Idiots.
At dogshowtips@gmail.com. I think maybe we should get a new email address too. Speaking of email address, why not? It'd be fun.
On dogshowtips@beer.com.
That would be great.
All right, get us out of here, Yvonne.
All right. Anyone off to a dog show this weekend, which is possible? I think.
Yes, there's Gray's Lake this weekend.
Yes.
So, yes, people are off to Gray's Lake.
Yeah.
The cool cluster.
Cool cluster.
Where friends gather.
Oh, seatbelts on, glasses on. Until next week. Bye.
Take care, everyone. Clark, stop scratching.
You never know who might come out.
Okay, I can't find that thing you want me to find.
You press that and more comes up.
Yeah, there's no crying in dog shows.
You're not getting anything good here, dog.